How long have you been with us?
Right, we attended the conference in January and we got our first deal about 4 weeks afterwards.
Crazy, right? So this thing happened really, really quickly, but our journey started at the Super Conference, right?
Absolutely, yes. My wife Lisa over there.
Happy birthday, Lisa. Make some noise for Lisa. It's her birthday. Lisa, happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Speak a bit close to the mic for me, please.
Yeah. Prior to the conference, I had no idea what SA, HMO, I had no idea what it was at all. Every time I used to go into our study, Lisa was on the computer. She was looking at something on the computer to do with property, and she kept on saying to me, "Oh, have a look what Simon's doing." So I said, "Who's this Simon? Who's Simon?" So she said to me that spend a little bit of time, just listen to what he's got to say, and what Simon was saying sounded interested to me. So she booked for the conference. She persuaded me to come along. She said, "Just come along to the conference and listen what Simon and his team has got to say." I attended the conference and I was very, very impressed. After the conference, we signed up for the 90 days. I think it was 120 because Simon threw in the extra days. We started going on viewings. First of all, the viewings, I found the first few wasn't really what I was expecting. So what I started doing, I started looking for viewings where there was, say, hospitals, university, a station, somewhere where would be of value. So after about was it 6 viewings? 6 viewings, we actually got our first deal after 6 viewings. There was a 4-bedroom HMO in Abbey Wood, southeast London. Shortly after that, we went on a few more viewings, which I like to call quality viewings rather than going on quantity. As I say, I always try to clarify the view and make sure it is a viewing of value rather than just going on viewings for the sake of viewings. And shortly after that, we got another one, which was less than 3 weeks after. So we managed to secure 2 deals within 8 weeks.
Unbelievable. Round of applause. Makes it sound so easy, man. So how many videos or stuff had you watched before you came to the Super Conference?
I think I watched several because Lisa was in there every single night after work. She was studying this, this Simon, all I was saying was Simon Smith. Who's this Simon Smith?
Yeah, it's a bit mad, isn't it? That's actually really, really funny because we heard about that as well. Like, often in the partnerships, it's one person that just does all the research and goes in and then brings in the other person. Like we saw that with Ricky and Roxy and and a load of people, which is really, really cool. So you went into the Super Conference. At that point, was you 100% sold on the concept, or where was you at?
No, after the conference, I was 100% certain that there was something in this.
What did you see? What did you see at the conference that made you think that?
There were so many people, and everyone who I spoke to, there was all positive. I don't think I spoke to one negative person at that conference. Everybody was positive.
It was crazy. The food was good too, right?
It was a wonderful atmosphere, and the food wasn't bad.
And the drinks.
And the drinks.
No, it was surreal, man. I mean, this is so cozy compared to the conf, right? In a nice way. So you've gone. We started working together. You make it sound so easy, and I love this quality versus quantity viewings concept, right? Absolutely amazing. So how did you get the first deal? We want to know details, right?
Okay, right. Basically, we're both from a sales background. Lisa's from a sales background. She used to work for a national company where she was salesperson of the year more than once. So she is very good at talking as well. I'm from a sales background. So when we meet a landlord, we sort of have the ability to persuade him, well, we have what you're looking for. We can take good care of your property. We can make sure we put the right person into your property. So by the time we've finished with the landlord is 99.9 certain, well, we've got something and prepared to look into the matter further.
If someone out there is not a salesperson, they're more of an introvert,
Yeah.
how do you bottle that up? What would be 3 tips that they need to do if they're not sales lady of the year?
Right. Always be genuine. Always try to be genuine. Take people as you find them. And as I say, try to be honest. I know once in a while you may need to tell a little white lie, but don't try to, pull the wool over someone's eye, because sometimes you will come unstuck. So try to be genuine with the landlords you meet.
So you've gone to this first property, you've not got any deals yet.
No.
What was you saying to me to walk that line?
Right. Trying to persuade you, well, we can take, first of all, because we know your property is most probably one of the most important things to you besides your family. So we try to persuade you that we will take good care of your property.
So was the emphasis on that you're going to do a great job, you're going to look after the property, you're going to put the right people in the property, and it was value driven?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
were you asked if you'd had any experience or you'd done this before?
No, we did explain to him that we were fairly new to the business, but in the past we had a property that we had rented out. So we had minimum experience of renting, but we were fairly new to this.
Interesting, right? One thing I'd just like to touch on there is the level. Sales for me is the transfer of certainty. You've clearly got that. How would you describe? Because when you're brand new to something, it's very easy to be a bit hesitant and stuff. It doesn't seem like you were like that. You was very certain on what you were saying.
Yeah, anything that I wasn't too sure of, the community is a wonderful thing, because everyone in this room at some stage will have something that they're not too sure of. They will have a problem, but I can assure you that there'll be somebody in the community who's either gone through it or has the answer to your problem. So my recommendation is network, speak to the people in the community, because they may have gone through the same issue or problem that you're facing.
Beautiful. And a final question, direct to vendor or agents, and how was you getting those leads?
Right, direct to vendor. We haven't touched on the estate agents yet. We found that direct to vendor works well for us.
And was that through open rent or?
Yeah, for open rent, yes.
Okay, beautiful. So what's next for you, Lise? Where are you going to be at the Super Conference 2025?
Right. We're hoping by the time the conference comes, we have at least 6-7 properties. I admire people like Jeff, Kofi, who's doing extremely well, and I've got my eyes on all 3 of them. So I'm trying to take a page out of all their books, because they're doing extremely well. Beautiful. And at the moment, we're looking up to them.
Beautiful. Okay, sweet. It's a little bit woollier than I would like.
Okay.
So you guys got to do some work on that. And I also recommend make it a cash flow goal, not a property goal, because less properties is better. Higher cash flow is good.
Okay.
Also think about what your why is. Have cash flow goals, but have time goals. Have health goals, have family goals, have personal goals. Only set 3. As soon as you start setting 20, it gets overwhelming. I set 3 goals this year, and it's been a game changer, okay? Absolute game changer. I set 3 goals, and when I'd been smashing 2, I then added an extra one. And the goals are not just money. It's not just property, it's just 3 key goals. But did I also hear at the bar last night that there's a potential for some BRR action? You want to buy your first one?
Yeah. At the moment, we're currently looking at a property which is just about 8 miles from where we actually live. We actually come across this by mistake. It's a property that already has a HMO license. It's a 5-bedroom, and it's up for sale. Like, we're going through the motions at the moment.
Beautiful. A bit of a personal question, but we all want to know this. If you buy this property now, then, okay, how will you be financing it? Do you have a good broker? Do you know what you're doing in terms of the HMO license? Like, do you know the next steps for you to get to that?
Right. We have a good broker. We have some funds saved up. We have family who can borrow something. The main thing is to get the property. We will find a way to obtain the deposit to get the property. The main thing is obtaining the property. We've determined that it's a good property. It's a property that we would like to have. So finding the deposit, it's a deal that's already done.
Great mindset. Round of applause, please, everybody.